Hello, truth seekers, welcome to Cruise TV, your #1 YouTube channel that provides you with facts, with zero to very minimal errors. Ever since the 1960s, such rapid changes have been occurring throughout society that we haven't had time to adapt. So what we're seeing is a drastic increase in the number of Sigma males out there. It's easier to travel than ever, with planes, cars, and boats. It's easier to meet new people than ever via social media. It's easier to be alone than ever. As long as you have an income, you really don't need any friends. Suddenly, you don't need to ascend the social hierarchy to date beautiful women. Hell, if you know how to get laid on Tinder, you can become an alpha male with a king's harem in any city in the world. So what we're seeing is more and more guys dropping out of the system and refusing to be cogs in a massive bureaucratic globalist entity that doesn't give a fuck about them. More and more guys are becoming Sigma males. Every day I get emails from guys telling me that they're dropping out of the rat race. More and more men are becoming self-employed, living off of $25 a day in Thailand or something. More and more men are getting fed up with the system. And while this is understandable, and while there are many benefits to being a Sigma male, it isn't sustainable. Men require a tribe for emotional health and fulfillment. We need a tribe. The benefits of living a Sigma male lifestyle are pretty obvious. You're not part of any dominance hierarchy, meaning you don't take orders from anyone. You also don't have to worry about giving orders and keeping people in line. You don't have many responsibilities. As long as you can pay for your lifestyle, you're good. You can chase as many women as you want without having to worry about being tied down. You can live a hedonistic lifestyle, which many Sigma males do, with very few consequences. Yet deep down, no Sigma male is satisfied. Deep down, men crave to belong to something bigger than themselves. They crave to be a part of a tribe and learn how to be a better man. This Sigma male phenomenon that we're seeing nowadays, with more and more guys dropping out of society, is only temporary. It won't last. Things are going to start shifting very soon, as guys reorganize themselves into better, more efficient, and more humane dominance structures. It seems, on the surface, that being a Sigma male would be enjoyable. You don't answer to everyone, it's stress-free, you don't have to take orders or give them, and you don't have many responsibilities. But upon closer analysis, it becomes apparent that dominance hierarchies are phenomenally important, for damn near every aspect of life. Although the social justice warriors who deny female privilege deny this, dominance hierarchies are not always bad. Dominance hierarchies give us mentors. They allow elders to pass down wisdom. They allow the competent to lead. They allow men to form an integrated structure and operate as a unit, accomplishing more than they ever could alone. Being thrust into the alpha, beta male social structure is natural to us. We want it, deep down, on some level. We want to be included in it, and even more so, we want to advance to the heights of it. In the words of Jordan B. Peterson, an ideal dominance hierarchy is large enough to be worth climbing but small enough that you can actually hope to climb up relatively high. This is why so many men are dropping out of the global clockwork. It's far too big, and they don't feel a part of something greater than themselves. As more and more men have been dropping out of the system, they've also been creating new infrastructures and systems. It used to be a handful of dominance hierarchies, aka corporations, that controlled everything: the media, pharmaceutical drugs, and consumer goods. Now, however, more and more men are taking the route of the Sigma male, at least temporarily. Then, once proficient enough, they create their own dominance hierarchy, in the form of a business or an organization. Now we have like-minded men banding together over common causes, ideologies, and goals. They're forming their own social hierarchy, separate from the globalist, corporate-owned one. They're forming their own tribes. In other words, there's an exodus of Sigma males, back into social hierarchies. This is the key to saving Western civilization. More and more men who were previously outcasts, and who had dropped the system, are finding a place that they fit in, where they feel like they can make a difference. We're seeing this particularly in the US, where all kinds of grassroots organizations evolved, particularly for conservative youth and traditional gender values. Generation Z has been red-pilled, men, and things are going to change. Ever since the archetype of Sigma males started to gain popularity, people want to know, what makes a Sigma male so different from an alpha male? Truth seekers, we'll dive into the 6 main differences today. 1. The value of silence. Alpha males need a specific environment to function. They like to speak and want to be heard. They are active for the audience and are at their best when people are watching. In short, they are loud personalities and wish to remain the same. Sigma males are the opposite in every way. They respect silence and appreciate a quiet environment. They can perform better without an audience and rarely do things for public acknowledgement. 2. Flexibility and dominance. Alpha males have a compulsive need to compete and dominate their current environment. So, in a workplace, they tend to be competitive and ambitious. They do not perform well in groups where they are not the leader or center of attention. Sigma males don't care about dominance or hierarchy. They would operate outside known structures and hierarchies to get the best possible results. Their outlook towards people is based more on their value set, and they do not see others as competition or threats. They are also more flexible and do not mind working as a team or in a subordinate position as long as they like the job. 3. Social validation. Alphas are often seen as dominant and leaders but in their established social hierarchy. They have to see what the game is, play it, and win it to become alphas. These men derive their entire sense of self-worth and respect from their position of dominance over others. Sigma males differ as social validation and hierarchy mean little or nothing to them. They do not want to be part of any social games or power plays. They are also least concerned with how others view them and instead derive their self-worth and respect from their values. 4. Need to belong. An alpha is only an alpha if he is at the head of the pack. Thus, they need a social construct that they can lead or dominate to define themselves. It constrains them to specific behavioral patterns and social circles. A Sigma male doesn't require any of this to be himself and is fine in a social hierarchy where he isn't ranked high. Indeed, he can even function as a loner, not relying on anyone at all. It allows such men greater social freedom. 5. Humility. Since an alpha male's self-worth is closely tied to society's perception, they have an innate need to showcase their personality and achievements. They talk or brag about themselves and reinforce to the rest of the pack that they are the alpha males. Sigma males differ in this regard as well. Their focus lies more on the job itself than the societal standards. They will do the job to the best of their ability and not care for praise or public opinion. Their need for appreciation ends with them being seen as people who can do a good job. 6. Perception. Alpha men are characterized as aggressive, opinionated, competitive, and constantly active. People usually see an alpha as someone who craves attention and lives for social validation. Sigma males are harder to read for most people. Indeed, most people might not even know what the term even means since mainstream psychology has bracketed men into alpha versus beta for so long. Once people know someone with Sigma characteristics, they are seen as independent thinkers, lone wolves, as opposed to being in an alpha's pack, disassociated from a lot of social conventions, and good listeners. Sigma males have only recently started to gain recognition as a personality type. For a very long time, the male psyche's discussion was classified into black and white or alpha or beta. A Sigma male, while having traits from both, is different from them. He can be a good listener but also state his point eloquently. He will abstain from immediate judgment but can be a good judge of character through his observation and listening skills. He will not crave leadership or dominance but can handle the responsibility. Truth seekers, subscribe for more content like this weekly and don't forget to turn on the notification for daily fact video.